Hey, what's up YouTube? Hey, I had a lot of good responses on my last quick tip videos, and I thought I'd keep this series rolling and continue on my knife that I was working on. As you know, last time it was the glue video, and if you haven't watched that video, I'll put a link down in the description box for you, and maybe a link in the video. I'm not sure if I'll do that or not, just more editing for me. But anyway, I thought I'd carry that on, and today talk about pinning the handles. Today we're going to go pinning the handles, so let's get on with it here. I have the knife as we had left it last time with one scale on, and what I do is I glue on one side of the handle, and now that handle is on there. And then the process is I drill holes, see these 1/8 inch holes, drill holes through the 1/8 inch holes through this side, then I glue the other side on, and then drill through the holes to this side, and I apply the pins. That's the process. Today's quick tip of the day is drill bits. Okay? Talking about pinning, but the right size drill bit is good for the job. So what I have here is I have 2 drill bits. This is my 1/8 inch rod. I use stainless steel rod. This is a 12 inch rod. Just got this, and then I cut it down in size, obviously. So bring out my dial calipers here, and a normal 1/8 inch drill bit, sure at 0, measures out to, this one's 122, it should be about 125, you guys can see that, should be about 125 or so. The rod I'm using is, is 123. I don't know if that's coming up clear or not. 123, so it's a little bit bigger. Now, instead of using an 1/8 inch to drill the holes in my blank and to drill the holes in my micarta, I've come up with using a number 31 drill bit. And I know this isn't going to come up at all, but it's on the drill bit itself, number 31. And this drill bit is 118.118 size. Now, some of you that's going to make a lot of sense, and the others are going to say, what is all that you just said? What does that mean? So what that means is I have a rod that measured 0.124. Now I have a drill bit that measured 0.118, and that is a 600,000ths difference. That might not mean much, but what that really means is I'm getting a tight fit. When this rod is inserted inside here, it's going to have to be pounded in there, allowing extremely tight. So there's not going to be any slop. I'm not going to use a drill bit with the exact same measurement as the rod, and that way I will guarantee that these handles will stay on this knife, even if the glue fails, which I pray that does not fail. So the correct drill bit for this or the correct drill size bit for the job is very important, and I find it a lot better if I use a smaller drill bit. It's not very much, as you saw by the measurements. It's not very much at all, but it's enough to make a difference as far as tolerance and as far as tight fit goes. So I'm going to go ahead and drill my holes out on the handles and get those prepared for you, and I'll show you. Go ahead and finish this up. Alright, I just got my glue off of the heater. If you've seen my last video, you know what I mean. I got all my materials laid out. I'm ready to glue it up. I rough sanded the edge or the handle of the blade. I've rough sanded the liner material for the handle. Pre-drilled my holes. See that? And I'm ready for glue. So last time I did the first handle, I did just enough to cover the handle material itself, just a little bit of glue to put on there. This time I'm going to saturate the handle with glue. I'm going to fill these voids here with glue and get this completely covered up with glue this time. This time I will be using my mineral spirits another trick that I will show you here in just a little bit. So I got my popsicle stick, I got my glue, my mixing plate here, which is going to be the back of the super glue, and I believe we're ready to go. So like I said, this time I'm going to mix up quite a bit of glue, probably more than I need. Notice that I squirt out each cylinder individually rather than squirt them out at the same time, because I've cut this in the back here to allow them to be squirted out independently. Okay, let the timer begin. We've got about 5 minutes before this starts to cure. Obviously, it takes a little longer than that for it fully to get hard and cured completely, but it takes about 5 minutes for it to get tacky. So, on the first time I apply the glue to the handle material, this time I'm going to apply the glue to the handle itself. That way I can fully fill these voids with glue. I want them completely saturated with glue and get it all completely filled up. Hope you guys can see that I'm not really worried about what's in frame right now. I got very limited time to work this stuff. As you can see, I got this one filled, I got this one filled. I'm working on filling this void. I got a lot of glue on here, so I'm going to have a lot of squirting out. And that's why I have the gloves on, and that's why I have the mineral spirits waiting. I got a mark on my blade I line up. Now get me close. Put my first clamp on, and then make some adjustments. Make sure it's even with the other handle. That's pretty close. Make sure not to move on me. This looks pretty good. Now here's the mineral spirits trick. I have a little bit of squirt out. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see. I have a little bit of squirt out on the blade itself, or on this edge right here. And if you left that on there, that's not going to look good. Mineral spirits will remove this glue if it's wet. If your glue is already dried, it's too late. You're basically screwed. So I take my mineral spirits, soak the rag up really good, and go around and just rub that area of the steel and remove that excess that is squirted out. Now I'm only rubbing on the blade. I'm not rubbing against the handle material. That way I don't accidentally smooth my handle material. Using up different parts or areas of the rag. And that looks pretty good. Look at a little spot right here. There we go. Now the glue's gone, and I'll wait. Throw that away. I'm done with that. Alright, so this time it was about the drill size, or your drill bits that you use when drilling the holes is very important. 1/8" drill bit will work. You can buy an 1/8" drill bit. I've used them for years, it's no problem. But I recently found that if I use a number 31 drill bit that is slightly smaller than the hole, it allows for a tight tolerance when I drive the pin inside there. And that's what we're looking for. And that way you know the pin is actually holding on the handle material rather than just inside the handle material and just there for looks. Now that your better option would be to peen over your pins. A lot of guys do that, or to use Corby rivets or some other sort of fasteners that way. But I like the pin look, and I like the way it looks on the handle material. And if you do it correctly, you should have no problem at all. Combine that with the glue, and you have an indestructible handle material that it's not going to move, not going to break. My card is not going to swell on you or shrink. So basically benefit for that. So thanks for your guys' comments. You had some really excellent suggestions on my last video as far as making more videos in the future, and I have a list combined of some great content I'm going to be working on. And I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your questions. Continue to send me emails or leave comments or personal messages through YouTube, and I'm always trying best to answer those as quick as possible and to the best of my knowledge. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.